For the past few days, viewers, speculations and rumors have been going around that there are splits in Tigray People Liberation Front. There are disagreements between TDF channels, disagreements between TDF and TPLF, and Tigray leadership is in a state of disarray. Ethiopian government-backed news sources have been talking about that as well. What is the real situation? Are there any disagreements between TPLF and TDF, or any splits in TPLF as well? Uh, some viewers asked these questions as well. They contacted me. They said, Sajid, what's the real picture? Is Tigray united or not? Firstly, why did these rumors start? Who is spreading these rumors? Today, we heard from Tigray Democratic Party, TDP. TDP's spokesperson talked to Ethiopian state media. TDP spokesperson said TPLF is in a state of disarray because its members have suffered losses in Amhara, in Afar. TPLF is terrorizing the people of Tigray. This party has always been against Tigray People Liberation Front. The party supported Ethiopian government's offensive on Tigray. The party was founded by Eregawi Birhe, who was co-founder of Tigray People Liberation Front as well. The party has always been against Tigray People Liberation Front. This party has been backing Ethiopian government's war in Tigray. And Harmila Eregawi, who is very active these days on social media about Tigray conflict, is Eregawi Birhe's daughter, who is a president of this party, TDP. This party for the past 2 days have been sharing these claims that TPLF is in a state of disarray, firstly. Secondly, some opposition parties which were part of government in Tigray, they have been sharing their concerns about TPLF as well. They've been showing their frustration with TPLF. 3 major opposition parties in Tigray were Betona, then Tigray Independence Party, TIP, and Salse Voine. The 3 parties, especially we have heard from Betona, these parties are not happy with TPLF. But these 3 parties, they have been condemning Tigray war. In fact, their members have been fighting as well in Tigray. So they are not in support of this ongoing war and Ethiopian government's attack on Tigray in November. Unlike TDP, which backed Ethiopian government's offensive on Tigray in November. The 3 parties say that people should know that TDF and TPLF are 2 separate entities. TPLF is not sole representative of the people of Tigray. TDF represents all the people of Tigray. These 3 parties are not against Tigray Defense Force. They have their concerns about TPLF, that now TPLF is in command in Tigray and TPLF and TDF are in charge. So where are these 3 parties? They have their own concerns. There are 2 main problems, 2 main issues which Tigray leadership is facing these days. Firstly, whether Tigray to be independent or to remain part of Ethiopia. There are disagreements about this question. And there are bound to be disagreements. It's a key question, viewers. People of Tigray Tigray diaspora, they're in support of independence. Tigray leadership has issued some statements. We have heard from Debretsion Gebremichael that a referendum will be held to determine the future of Tigray. We have heard from Getachew as well, and Sadkan as well, who talked about a referendum in future to determine the future of Tigray. But still, there is not clarity about Tigray's future status. There are disagreements between TDF and TPLF and within TPLF as well. Secondly, viewers, TDF, Tigray Defense Force, it's a new phenomenon, a new entity. Before the start of Tigray conflict in November last year, it was TPLF which was in command in Tigray. TPLF politicians were in charge of all affairs in Tigray. And forces had limited importance. But now TDF, which is fighting this war, is perhaps more important than TPLF. Because these channels are calling the shots now. Recruitments, planning of this war, even economic decisions like aid deliveries. All major decisions are being made by TPLF and TDF. TDF now is a new entity which was not there before the start of this war. So there must be sharing of power now between TPLF and TDF. Is TPLF ready to share powers with TDF? It will have to. It will have to. TDF channels, are they going to take TPLF along in their decisions? Are they going to take TPLF on board while making key decisions about this war? That's important, viewers, because we have seen a press conference a few days ago, I think 2 days ago, from 5 TDF channels, Varede, Megbe, Johannes, and 2 others. They held a press conference. Why did they hold this press conference? In the press conference, they threw their weight behind Tigray's government. They threw their weight behind TPLF-led Tigray government. They said TDF is under Tigray's government. Tigray's government is making key decisions. They had to hold this press conference to dispel rumors that there were differences, there were disagreements between TPLF and TDF. Sadkan was not part of that press conference. That again led to further rumors that why is Sadkan not part of this preparation? He is not on board, it means. So more rumors. But at least 5 TDF channels, they threw their weight behind Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF. So in my view, there are disagreements. But since there have been no defections so far, it shows that these disagreements are not of serious nature. TPLF and TDF, now they'll have to settle. Both of them will have to accept each other. That is how they can move on. Now, neither of the two parties, neither of the two groups can have exclusive decision-making power. Both will have to share power along with other parties as well, like Betona, Salsevoine, and Tigray Independence Party, TIP.